Welcome back. This is Akram Kilani from Kilani Jewellery, and we have Remember the Famous podcast, Remember the Famous Face podcast with our biggest man, the SuperFan. Man, this is a pleasure to have you here at the podcast.
Thank you, Akram. Thank you for having me here with you.
I appreciate you. The Famous Face, we switched it just for you, and this is a radio edit. But this podcast is more about an inspiration to the youth and to the community and the culture. The culture of hip-hop is a big culture here in Toronto. It's getting bigger and bigger as the Raptors are even expanding with their franchise, and now more people from all around Canada follows the Raptors. What do you have to tell the people, the young people out there? How did you do it? Like, who are you? How did you become that person that everybody around Canada, all the kids are inspired to see you, look at you, absorb from you, hear you, and learn from you? What would you have to do?
Thank you. That's a very big question, but that's a very important question for the youth, especially today.
Yes.
You know, I came here just like any other immigrant a while back, and I'm a mechanical engineer. Couldn't get a job as a mechanical engineer. Nobody wanted to hire a guy with a turban and beard as a mechanical engineer, so I started working as a janitor.
Wow.
I was the best janitor in the country. Once I was done with my cleaning of the toilets, nobody could find anything wrong. But whatever I do it with passion.
Oh,
and
my
we,
God.
the Sikhs, I'm a Sikh by religion, and we believe in the dignity of labor. So no job is little or big for
Yes,
us.
100%.
As long as you're working hard and you are honest. And, you know, after a while, I got a job as a car salesman.
Yes.
And, you know, I started as a car salesman. And there are a lot of speed bumps in your life. And I don't call it discrimination, but speed bumps. I want to share. Let me share something with you.
I want you to be honest, because
I will be very honest, because I want the youth to understand
yes,
that you have the speed bumps in life. How you handle them is where you will go from there, from those speed bumps. And
Yes.
I'm going to share a very good story, a real story. The very first day when I joined as a car salesman and I went there, it was Rexdale Hyundai. As everybody knows, I own 5 dealerships now, Hyundais and Genesis, Rexdale Hyundai, Genesis, Mississauga, Genesis, Oakville, Streetsville Hyundai, and Mississauga Hyundai. But I started as a salesman in Rexdale Hyundai. And the very first day when I went there, I had all those Caucasian salespeople making fun of me, telling me, oh, there is a towel head, underwear head. And they
Wow.
even called me Paki. And I said, you know what? I'm from India. Why are they calling me? I'm not from Pakistan. Why are they calling me Paki? So later on, I found out that what Paki means, and it was not a good word. But you know, that day was my lowest day in Canada.
wow.
But there was also the most motivating day for me.
Yes.
Because I told myself I didn't pick any fight saying they are discriminating or there was a speed bump for me. And what I did, I said I got to be better than good if I need to survive in this country. And I sold 127 cars in 3 months. It was a record then, and it still is a record, Akram, as of today. So, you know,
Wow.
I was known. I became a manager, general manager, and moving it forward, I became the owner. And now today I own 5 dealerships.
I love you. This story
Yeah.
is insane because when I first landed in Canada, a lot of people knows about the cut that I have there with the operation on my wrist, and it was due to racial discrimination when I landed, and there was a little fight, and you
I
know,
don't fight.
No,
I understand. Everybody has a different thing
I
how
was
they do
young.
it.
I was
Yeah.
young in school still, so I had to deal with it. You know?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you were in a school.
Yeah, so I went through it, but like you said, you know, they've called you different certain
Yeah.
names, right? So there's one thing I'm going to tell everybody right here, and you opened that subject. You know, when I first came into Canada, I had people ask me, are you Indian? I used to say yes. Are you Paki? I say yes. Are you Afghan? I say yes. Are you Arab? I say yes. Are you Spanish? I say yes. And then 2 years later, they found out that I'm actually from Iraq, and people start to question, why do you answer every time somebody asks you,
Yeah.
are you a Paki? Are you Indian? Are you this? And you say yes. I looked at them and I said, in the eye of a white man, all brown people are brown.
Yeah.
If you already assume that I am that or this country, since you already approached me and said that, then might as well I'm just gonna finish up the subject by saying yes and move on to another conversation.
Yeah.
And that's when I was able to manage my feelings, because when you let people in to get into your heart very fast by loving you, it's not the same when you get people to get into your heart by like swearing at you or picking on you.
Yeah.
So there's two different ways. Love is different emotions, and hate is a totally different emotion, and it can create a different response or different outcome. It could lead to depression. It could lead to many things, but you have to control the action. Your action, what speaks after. Whatever the people do, they don't change you. Look where you at now. You first arrive. These are the words that was attacked into you.
I had those salespeople, after I sold 127 cars, I used to train those people. They start respecting me.
Yeah.
I follow Michael Jordan. I don't, talk on the court. Let your number speak.
Oh my God.
And when your numbers speak, people start respecting you.
100%.
And here I am now having 5 dealerships, the number one dealerships in the country, and having 250 employees from everywhere.
Yes.
I have a real UNO at my workspace.
Now, if we're going to talk about culture and we talk about the Raptors, how did you achieve? Okay, when I usually talk about you, I tell people we have to honor this man. I know you're here. Without you being here, this is how I speak about you. I look at them like I remember.
I'm here because you always have shown me in the past and now the love
Yes.
and the gratitude
Yes.
and the way you treat me.
100%.
Always, and I think I've seen you treating the other people also the similar way.
Yes.
That's the thing, and that's why I'm here. That's why I love you.
I love you so much. Honestly, I like the ownership that I have for you is beyond any human being expectation, because when you look at when I look at you, the honor that I have for you is because there's nobody in the world as a fan, not an athlete, made it to the Hall of Fame and sitting side by side with Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
Like the location, look, now I'm getting goosebumps all over me.
It is.
This is the highest status any
Yeah.
human being to dream to be in, the Hall of Fame. And you made it. And you're a man with a turban. You're not even a player. You don't even know how to hold a ball. I know you.
I know.
How
you're
is
right.
it possible
Thank you.
you was able to manage and achieve? What did you do?
Well, let me tell you, I started going to the basketball game, the Raptors, when they arrived first. I used to work. That's all. But when the Raptors came in 95, I said, well, let me try one season of basketball. So I bought 2 seats. That was in 95.
Oh.
And the very first game I attended, I fell in love. I tell you, this is the most exciting game on this planet. It's the fastest game. And the way NBA has made it is the best game on this planet. And you know what? On that day, my very first day when I went there, I fell in love with this game quicker than I fell in love with my wife.
Oh, my God.
So that was and
Yeah.
since then. And you know what?
Usually sports steals every man's heart. I
Yeah,
understand.
so you know what? It was the most amazing. And since then, I've never missed a game. I've never been late for a game. And
How
I've
do you
never left a
manage?
game early.
But how do you manage? Like, that's like you're talking now, we're going to celebrate 30 years with the Raptors.
Yes.
How did you manage that? Like, there had to be sickness. There had to be obstacles that delays
Yeah.
you. How did you manage to make sure that you're in every game?
I'm going to share with you something. Whenever I was sick, I used to take Tylenol 3 and boost me up for a while. And then, I had a kidney surgery. I postponed that till the end of the season so that I don't miss the game, because I love the game. And everybody, my doctor said, you're crazy. But I had a serious kidney surgery. And, here I am, 30 years later, without missing a game and loving it still as my first day. But I got to tell you, this
Tell me.
basketball has given me so much. You know, you are right that when we go to see a basketball game, you don't expect to win a championship.
Yep.
You don't want to win the championship ring. You expect the team to win a championship and you want to be the part of the celebration.
Yes.
But you don't expect to get that same ring which Laurie got, with Pavel got, with, all the players
All the
got.
players, yes, and you have one.
And we got the one, the players I was given by the Raptors. Kudos to Raptors, kudos to NBA for giving me included in that. And then, Hall of Fame, nobody dreams.
How? I want to know how.
Well,
how did it come? And because this is big, how did it come to you? Like, can you please lead us through? Because the consistency of your work ethic and the consistency on your belief with the Raptors. So you go to work, you've created businesses, you was able to go to the Raptors, you're able to do all these foundations and events for kids and youths, and you built a big court right by
in Malton near the airport.
in Malton by
Yes.
the airport, and you're looking to build more things for for Vince Carter. We talked about it the other day.
Yeah.
Like how did you manage to get to the Hall of
Well,
Fame?
I'm
happened?
I'm very focused and I'm blessed. God makes me do all these things. Without His blessings, I won't be able to do it. But I'm very focused, and like I said, the Hall of Fame thing. First, let me share with you when they gave me the ring. I mean,
Okay.
I got a call and they said we want to present you a ring, and it was the October 20th, 1919, and they called me. They said, and I said, there's 6 or 7 kind of rings, so I'll get one kind of ring, I didn't know. I think Messiah and the Raptors, Larry Tonnenbaum, really surprised me by giving me the same exact ring which they gave it to the players. And you're right that I don't know even how to shoot basketball properly. I can shoot, but I don't know if it will go in or not. But the thing is, I was there. And you know what? Let me share you another story. When we won the championship, I was in Oakland with the Warriors. We beat the Warriors in Oakland.
Correct.
And I got a call that we are going to make you the Grand Marshal of the parade. I never, I'm not a
You
player.
was actually, you're right.
Yeah, so you know what? I got a call. I said, somebody's putting a crank on me, but let's go there. I'm going to be there anyway for the parade at exhibition grounds. I was there, and Lord God, behold, I was the Grand Marshal of the biggest parade in the history of sports, leading the parade of 2.5 million people. So, and then, if that is not enough, I got a call from Hall of Fame that we want to honor you. You will be the first fan to be honored in the Hall of Fame. Gives me goosebumps still to think. Out of the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of players who have played in 75 years, only 350 people are there. And they put my gallery next to Kobe Bryant, the legend. I'm right next to him.
I know. I know.
So
I was astonished when I seen that.
when God does that, it's only God's blessings. I
Yes.
always say it's God's blessing, but basketball has shown me so much to bring the world together. Doesn't matter what color you are, what religion you are, what faith you are. For me, kids are kids. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring the people together through this beautiful game of basketball. And that's why
Wow.
I have the foundation, Nav Bhatia SuperFan Foundation, which supports the courts and the camps for the kids. Every year we try to inspire 800 kids.
Yes. You did inspire my son and my nephew too.
And you were there, they were at the
Yes,
camp.
yes.
And we make them feel like a basketball player, NBA or a WNBA player for one day. We give them the uniform, we give
Yeah,
them
I know.
all the gears we give them, and for one day we have their breakfast, we have their coaches, we have their trainers, everybody there and all together. And you know what? It gives me a lot of satisfaction. That's what we want to do. And I guess NBA saw all that and decided to put me in the Hall of Fame.
You are the Hall of Fame of Toronto. You are the Hall of Fame of Toronto, and I have to say that for you, because the consistency of your ethic and work has led you to be who you are today.
And you know my slogan? My slogan is, because people say you are an addict, you spend so much money. Yes, I spend more money than I make on the game of basketball with the Raptors, but I love that sport and the things it gives me to do with the young kids and bring the communities together. But yes, and people say you are an addict because when you spend more than you make, you are an addict. You do things.
Yeah.
I borrow money. I have 4 or 5 mortgages on my homes, but my wife is always complaining, if you didn't have this addiction, our home would have been paid. But you know what? I have this addiction. My slogan is, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't womanize, I only raptorize. But I am an addict.
But that slogan, I remember you were sitting in New York watching the game.
Yes.
And they came to do an interview with you on the court. And then they asked you who you are, and you did say, I don't drink, I don't...
No. That's not what they said.
What
they
happened?
I was in the Raptors practice.
Yes.
And I was allowed to attend which nobody gets allowed.
Yes.
I was in the New York Knicks practice because my buddy, Coach Woodson, Mike Woodson was the head coach there, and he gave me the credentials to watch the New York practice. And this guy comes, Scott Capicola from New York Times, comes and says, what were you doing here? I showed him my credential. He says, oh, you are the Raptors fan. You're wasting your money on this team. This team is never going to win and all that.
Oh, my God.
So I told him, I said, I work hard. And I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't womanize, I only raptorize. And that was the heading in New York Times the next day, April the 21st, 2014. That was the heading on the whole newspaper. I don't drink, I don't smoke, Raptor fan. So that's what was the article.
This is big because you was on front page.
Not front, it was the front page of it was on the full page. I don't remember it was the front, but it was the sports page. I think I was on the front.
Wow. That's big.
And there was New York Times. Big
That is
paper.
big. That
Yes.
is big. I can't wait to get
And
it.
as I landed in Toronto the next day, I was here. I had 10 media people, Global, CBC, CTV, everybody outside my... and that's how the SuperFan
Became something.
Yeah.
I'm kind of astonished because the Canadian media, no matter what you do, they see the work and the hard work you can put in. It doesn't matter if it's you or anybody else, like even me. And they would not pay attention to anybody that is Canadian unless somebody from the U.S. pay attention to them.
Yeah.
And then everybody starts to crowd on top of you and act like they're all about you and care about you. What do you say to the Canadian media over this?
I'm not a media guy or anything, but I want to tell you one thing. Once they start loving you, their love is big.
Yeah.
Their love is, it goes all the way and all the time. I still get love from the media all the time.
100%. Because there hasn't been any human being like you. They need to give the respect to that.
God's
That's
blessings.
100%. It
God's
is a
blessing.
blessing. But I feel like in the Canadian community and the community of media and sport, we kind of leave the people from our sides kind of hanging, awaiting, and we're looking outside the picture or outside the frame, trying to find other people that can compete with us.
Yeah.
And that's where the support goes. But once they realize that this man is the man, then they shift. Okay, we cannot look outside the picture or outside the frame.
You're right.
He's the frame. He's the painting.
Yeah.
We gotta. How do you describe that? Because
but they,
I
that's
feel
also-
like I'm missing something like
Yeah,
that.
but that's also a part of the speed bumps you have.
Yeah.
That's my story is a very organic story.
Yeah.
I never, people ask me that, oh, you knew you were going to be a super fan. Who thinks of a super fan? When you go to a game, you go there to entertain yourself and you dream that one day when your team wins, you're going to be a part of celebration. That's all. So it's a blessing, and there are a lot of speed bumps, but I always handle the speed bumps. Let me tell you, when I was going to the game.
Wait. Do you think there will be another turban man that will be called SuperFan in the future?
I don't know.
Can you imagine?
I'm not Jesus Christ. I don't know it was the future on it. But
I'll be suing the company right now. we only one super fan.
Well, no, you know what? A time comes when they're going to find, another super fan. I'm getting old now.
Oh, you're still young.
But I have a lot of work to be done still to bring the world together, to work for the kids. Like we are talking about inspiring the kids, to
Yes.
be a role model for the kids.
That's
I have
exactly.
still a lot of things, and I always say, till I'm breathing, I hope God gives me the opportunity to serve the community and to inspire the youth.
You're the sickest man on earth. Like, you make me feel so good about myself. You've taught me so much. I have learned so much through you, honestly. And I've seen your behavior. This behavior, like you said, is genuine. It comes like natural. You didn't build it up. I met you. You realize I have a kid and I have a nephew.
Yeah.
You actually lost your mind. You made sure I bring my nephew and my kid to work. And you came back with like 10 basketballs. You came back with all these little toys and the bobbleheads and the t-shirts and the jerseys and shorts and like everything else a kid, and a champion ring you're giving to every youth and every kid.
Yeah,
You're
but Akram,
basically spending so much money
Akram.
for the youth. How do you manage? How do you think
Akram,
about that?
What else we are living for? We are blessed to be in the best country. I always say, if
That's
there is
right.
a heaven on this earth, even with our issues and all that with
Correct.
Canada, I still say, if there is a heaven on this earth, it's right here in Canada. And
wow.
and you know
if there
who's
is
the
a heaven on this earth, is right
here in Canada. That's it. And
That's a
and you know
gem.
what? Who is the future? The youth.
That's
We
right.
have to look after the youth, because they are the future. They are the Canada. So that's what I'm working always to work on it, and I'm going to continue doing for the youth till I die.
I hope your time doesn't come like this. I hope you achieve every achievement and every dream you have dreamt about to actually succeed in this field. I believe you have so much to do, and you have a lot of work to go.
Well, you go to support. I want people like you to support. You guys are I'm not here because you are the biggest jeweler in Canada. I'm not here because of that.
I know.
I'm here because you're always there. Whenever I need some help for the kids, you are there to
I
help
want
me
to
out.
help you out
You know,
every
you
way.
always
Thank
you
you.
always tell me, Nav, don't sell me, just tell me.
Tell me,
So
exactly.
I'm here for that. But
I love
I
you.
want to make clear, everybody who is watching it, yes, they are the best jeweler in Canada.
I love you.
But
Thank you.
I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
I'm here because they help the youth whenever if they are needed for that. They are there. So
Do you know, me and you build a relationship natural. There was no trade, sell, buy. You called me 2 days ago and you're like, my daughter's wedding is next week and it's in India and I have to go to India.
then I wanted to polish this bangle of mine,
Yes,
which
and-
every Sikh wears. I wanted to, and you did a hell of
and
a
you
job.
asked me to make you one exactly like it to give to your son-in-law.
Yeah.
And you asked me if we actually can work these things inside our building because it's very important, it's very sentimental, your gold, and to have it ready and done on time.
Oh, I
And-
was here day before yesterday. You called me this morning. Nav, come and pick it up because I'm flying in the next day.
I love it. It's right here and
Thank
it's
you.
ready for you.
Thank you.
And I'm so glad I was able to help you because you deserve it. I have no intention of charging you because I love you. And the whole idea of showing the world is we're natural of what we do. We're naturally built like this, same way you are naturally built like that.
Yeah.
And it's not something that was chosen. It's something that was born. You was born to be a super fan.
You know what?
that's
Again,
how I say
I
it.
think you are saying too much. I
No,
think it's
but-
God's blessings. I was not born for that, but God's blessings. I want to make sure everybody knows, guys, it's God's blessings. I do the right thing. I worked very hard. I worked very honest, and I treated people like I want to be treated myself.
Wow.
I had speed bumps, but you know what? If I would have been upset or angry or argumental with everybody during the speed bumps, I wouldn't be here today. So I wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. I wouldn't be getting the ring, championship ring. I wouldn't be the Grand Marshal of the biggest parade on this earth. So guys,
Wow.
make sure, treat people like you wanted to be treat yourself, like you want to be treated yourself, and work hard, work honest. Make
That is
sure,
big.
make sure, don't give up on your dreams. Make sure you will do anything what you want to be. Be passionate and work hard.
You're the best. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Remember the famous face with our super fan and the only super fan in the whole entire world, Mr. Nav. You are such an inspiration. I learned so much from you. I bow my head for you anytime.
Thank
I
you. Give
love
me
you.
a hug then.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you,
everybody.
guys. Thank
I
you.
appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. All good?
Good. Oh my God, look at me.
And you know what? He gave me an hour to. I just.